You are welcome to my YouTube channel. Please, if you are new on this channel, subscribe by hitting the subscription button for updates on my videos as they are being uploaded. So this topic is very fundamental as it affects us on a daily basis on how we function, which is its cognitive function. So what is cognitive function and how does it affect our output? So cognitive function is the mental process that determines how we learn, how we reason, and how we remember things. So it is about the mental abilities, the mental faculty. Our cognitive function, determines how productive, how fruitful, how efficient, or how effective we be, on our task on a day-to-day basis. So if somebody's reasoning ability, by our perception is low, we can easily say his cognitive function is low or deficient or devoid of quality. So it's very important, that this aspect, that as it affects more of the mental, so it is more mentally oriented than physical orientation. So it is more about the reasoning faculty of us on a daily basis. And of course, if this aspect of life, is not functioning well, then of course it's going to affect our production, our output, whatever task that is being bestowed on us on a daily basis. So what are the factors that affect this cognitive function, and how do we ensure that we guide it jealously so that on a daily basis will be productive? Or how do we engender it? How do we exploit it to our merit? So some of the factors that affect the mental functioning prowess of humans on a daily basis are predicated on certain factors. Health is one. Number 2 is our lifestyle, and number 3 is age. So let's start with health. Researchers made it understand that health conditions or implications like heart disease and diabetes tends to affect the cognitive function of human. So that is one aspect. Number 2 is lifestyle, the kind of diet, the way we live, it also affects it. And also the third one is age. So let us look at those factors and see on how we can positively build on this to ensure that on a day-to-day basis, we are productive. The health, if the cognitive function is related to health, then automatically my advice would be to see a medical doctor, on what to do. I'm sure by that there will be some prescription that the medical doctor, there will be a diagnosis first that medical doctors, will conduct before putting the patient on a prescription. So that's the health. The ones that we can easily guide against is the number 2 one, which is lifestyle. The kind of diet that we eat and the lifestyle will also play a crucial role. For instance, maybe eating junks. There's a way that junks leads to insulin resistance. That what junks does is to affect the cells in the body. So of course there's the mental faculty depends so much on the supply of oxygen and blood, to make the brain cells to be efficient. So the more of these brain cells that are functioning well, the more cognitive positives, that will be showcasing on a daily basis. So meaning that when the junk is more, when the kind of diet we take is not healthy, it has a way of killing, potent, cells in the body, not in the body and the brain, that makes them not efficient. So, and also a sedentary life will ensure that there's no blood and oxygen supply into the brain cells. So this is where lifestyle comes to impair our cognitive function, and now we can easily correct that. So that is lifestyle. Then age. Some school of thought believe that age also leads to a cognitive function depletion, but another school of thought counter it, that age is not related. So the first school of thought that believes is age, it is based on research that maybe as one aging takes place in the body, there's every tendency for cognitive function to decline. But the other school of thought that counter is, we're able to find out that because as we get older, the tendency for us not to be doing what we were doing before, the tendency to stop reading tend to affect the brain cells, and the tendency to live a sedentary life also tend to affect the brain cells. So when they now conduct research on old people that still read, that still work in the morning, they find out that age is really not a factor. That age is a factor to those who stop learning and who stop exercising the body. So I think with all this, we can easily dovetail on these remedies and see on how we can boost our cognitive function. So you can leave comments, on questions and contributions. See you on my next video.